What's up, guys? This is Marissa. We're at Pokes today.
Hey guys, this is Oksana here from Vegas for the week. Who's excited?
And this is Model Citizens. How are you, Oksana?
I'm doing good. Just got here. Have had a drink already. How about yourself?
Doing well. What'd you do for Halloween?
Well, I actually had the best Halloween ever. I was all over the place. I started off in Las Vegas, was there for probably about every day until the 31st, and did all kinds of stuff. Did fashion shows, lingerie shows, Halloween costume contests. Got here on the 31st and went out all around downtown. And
what were your costumes?
I actually was Alice and the Queen of Hearts this year. It's a little bit contradicting, but
very cool.
What about yourself?
I was a gangster. That actually isn't too much of a costume because it's what I really am in real life.
That's what I was going to say. I can kind of wrap my brain around that one.
And then I was also like a pinup girl, which was cool.
Which is also something that you do a lot.
And then I was like an Italian like goddess, which was cool.
That one actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I was like a white dress and I had the gold going on. It was real cute.
I actually dressed up like every day of the week.
Did you
I was
really?
wearing all kinds of stuff. I mean, every day I went out, I was wearing at least a tutu and a rainbow corset or something kind of crazy and out there. So the last 2 days I was kind of taking it easy. I totally like stopped wearing makeup for the last 2 days. And my hair was undone, and it was kind of fun too because I'm normally always dressing up and doing something crazy. So
that's very cool. I was actually in Vegas too for Halloween, but I was there on Halloween night, which it was crazy. People dress up like so nuts out there.
Yeah, and they actually do that all week long. It's I mean, maybe even for 2 weeks. It's like one of the biggest holidays in Vegas.
It's pretty badass. I liked it.
The next big one is going to be on New Year's. I can't wait. That's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be hectic out there. Have you been out there for New Year's yet? Or?
Not yet. That was my first Halloween out there, and it actually put me in like such a huge like cheer. I did not stop dressing up, and they said it was like their number 2 holiday out there in Las Vegas, but the number 1 is New Year's, which is kind of cool because in Russia it's our number 1 holiday as well. So I'm really, really stoked. I can't wait.
It's probably going to be so crowded out there. Vegas was pretty hectic during Halloween, so I can only imagine how it would be during New Year's.
Well, that's kind of cool that we both got to be in Las Vegas for Halloween and in Dallas. That's really interesting.
I was actually there for SEMA, which is the big car show out there that they'd have every year, it was awesome. There were so many people from around the world just doing this car show, and I got to meet so many good connections. And I mean, the costumes I even saw during SEMA were ridiculous.
Yeah, I bet. I actually got to work on a movie. It was Hangover 3, like a couple days before Halloween. So that was like a completely new, different experience. I'm super stoked about that one. I really can't wait to see it come out, and hopefully I make the final cut.
When is that coming out?
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, but I'll be the bride out of everybody. It was like a big bachelorette party, and I got to play the role of the bride. So it was really cool. I already had my bachelorette party, and I've never even been engaged or married. So I've gotten a good practice in.
There you go.
Had a big limo and all that fun stuff.
Did it have the same people that were in the Hangover 1 and 2?
Yep, sure did.
So you got to meet all of them?
Yeah, I got to meet all the actors. It wasn't like anything too crazy, but you know, it was actually some really, really horrible work days. We were there for 20 hours on one of the days out of the 24, and we had to be there like in literally like 3 or 4 hours the next day.
Oh wow!
So we had like 2-hour nap. Actually, that's how my whole week has been. It's been like nothing but naps, naps and going out, naps and going out, and
when
working.
You live in Vegas, right? Vegas never sleeps.
I guess so. I guess I got kind of a little bit prepared for this week.
Very cool. So now we're both back in Dallas, and we worked at an event at NASCAR on Saturday, I think it was.
I think it was Sunday.
Sunday, okay, yeah, it was
I
Sunday.
worked the BMX event on Saturday, and then went out and then went and worked the NASCAR event, which is really, really cool. We got to meet the drivers and
got to wear the cute NOS dresses. Those were awesome, right?
I know. I want one of those so bad. Those were really cute.
I was pretty high off NOS for a good couple hours.
Wish I could say the same. I was a little too hungover for that one.
The life of being a model. Shit.
I know. It's so funny because whenever you're like a little girl and you hear the stories about models and how their life is, and like now they look back on the last couple of years, it's actually true.
Yeah, you barely sleep, I swear. But it's so much fun. You get to experience all these things that you never would would have experienced before. You get like the VIP treatment. We got to meet like the NASCAR driver, which was really cool. And I mean, any normal person just going to NASCAR wouldn't get to experience what we got to experience, which was awesome, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And the food was really good.
Oh my gosh, they had fuzzy tacos.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that we didn't get to drink those margaritas though, because I think we could have, but we just kind of were too crazy and trying to get out of there at the end of the event that we didn't even get to try them. But they looked so great all day. I was like, I can't wait to have one.
Right, so I just stuck to the NOS all day. It was delicious. Very cool. But yeah, I was so stoked to actually be involved with the NASCAR event. I've never been one to be into NASCAR because it's just like vroom, vroom,
I've actually
vroom,
worked a couple of NASCAR events before, but this was by far my favorite because for some reason, whenever I worked NASCAR events back in the day, it was like the worst luck ever. Like something bad happened every time until this year. Like one time I wrecked my car, one time I got a ticket, and one time my boyfriend broke up with me. Like it was the last 3 years, and this year actually worked out really, really awesome.
Did your boyfriend break up with you because you were working the event?
I don't know. Like he was really crazy. He was really nuts. Actually, he broke up with me like every other week for like no reason. So
yeah, see, that's why I think most models are single, because the men just can't handle what we do.
I think so. Yeah, there was like some jealousy issues and stuff like that, which there was no reason for them to even be there. But
yeah.
you know how it is.
Yeah, I'd much rather be single when it comes to our events, because you don't want a boyfriend lurking on you while you're at an event, or like walking around and like looking and seeing you take pictures with men and give you that look.
Yeah,
death
mine
look.
wouldn't even go to the events, and I would invite him. I'm like, babe, just come. Like it'll be fine. Like you don't have to be jealous. You'll see what happens. And he just would always stay home, and it was really bad. But this is by far the best like NASCAR event that I've done. And actually, did you know that we took a bunch of pictures with that purple car?
Mm-hmm. That was a drifting car, which is cool.
Oh, really? Because that other guy who drives it is also actually friends with a lot of my friends, and we met him. He was really, really cool. I think his last name is like Hamilton or something.
Yeah, he's from Dallas, which is cool. He was a really nice guy. All the NASCAR guys are really down to earth. You would think they're like kind of just go, you know, want to go fast, and like they were just very down to earth. They were nice people, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I. I wonder what we're gonna do this weekend.
I know, right? That's what it's like to be us. It's just like you randomly get that phone call and then you have a cool event to go to, which is awesome. Yeah, like when I was doing the SEMA show, like I got to work at different clubs in Vegas, which was freaking awesome.
Oh
got
my
to
God.
go dance at Marquee. I got to like host parties, and it was really cool. All I had to do was party and get paid for it.
Well, you better let me know whenever you're in Vegas next time.
I know, right?
We're
We
gonna
can
tear
party
it up
together.
as usual.
Oksana, I had a question for you. Is so earlier you were talking about how you were at the BMX Snow Breaks event on Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And I want to ask you something. Does this happen a lot? Because I noticed you had one really big fanboy there on Saturday.
Was that the little one, or it was? Or
It was.
I had a bunch of fans out there. I felt like a freaking superstar. I'm not gonna lie. That was like probably one of the best events I've been to, because people actually like were like, "Oh my God, Oksana! Like, we're so glad you're here."
Well, no, is the guy I saw is I saw him once. He came up and he was on a bike and he was like, oh, let me show you something. He was showing you something on his phone. And then he came back a little bit later and was like buying you drinks, like Gatorade and stuff.
Oh, okay. That was actually one of the BMX riders. I think it was Spencer Bass. Well, actually, his last name is Boss. But I guess like the reason why like I kind of noticed him out of the crowd or whatever is because his last name is kind of like my DJ name. My DJ name is Lala Bass, and he's just like Spencer Bass, and so that was like really cool. And he's like, no, it's Boss. I'm like, no, it's Bass. Trust me,
She
it is
changed
Bass.
his name.
I want to get back to what you said about DJing a little bit, but I mean, like when something like that happens to you at an event, like are there times when you're just like, thanks, but go away? Or I mean, like how do you handle that, and how do you keep it to where you're just like, look, you're nice, but just don't get your head
there.
up. Yeah, how do you handle that?
Well, I guess like one of the biggest problems I have with that is that some people will come up to me and they like say, "Hey, Oksana, blah blah blah," and like I won't know who they are, and like I've actually known them. Like for example, they'll have like a name like on Instagram or something that is not their like name, and I've never like really seen them in person or something, and so I get kind of awkwarded out because then later on I realize that actually this person does talk to me a lot, and I actually should know who this is, but I was just kind of like, hey, how are you? You know, kind of like didn't actually have a conversation with them, which to whereas I feel like I should have, and then I kind of feel a little bit bad or whatnot.
Right. They come up to you, they're like, what's my name?
So like that's probably like one of the biggest problems. Or if like I'm at an event and there's like some just completely wasted people that that just are not keeping it together. Like other than that, I mean it's pretty fun.
Yeah, but I mean like what? And this is for both of you. What would you say is your breaking point when you're just like, all right, look, guy, just stop. Like what would you?
There's really no breaking point, as in when you have to actually say something to them. It's kind of like you drift away slowly. It's like saying no without actually saying it. It's just like you kind of acknowledge them, and then all of a sudden you disappear.
I guess like
I'm good at that. I'm really good at that.
The breaking point for me would be when somebody would either like try to grab me or just like start like just saying kind of like things that are like a little bit on the verge of being like completely rude and, you know, out of place that shouldn't be said. Like just like, this sexy, you're so hot, come home with me, or like, you know, this kind of comments like kind of piss me off. And then like Marissa just said, like you just kind of have to walk away before you start a bunch of drama.
Right, but so your goal is not to start is if you just walk away and then they're basically stalking you.
Well,
and
it's kind of like it's like you're a mystery, kind of like you don't want to be rude to them. You still want them to be your fan, but what you do is you talk to them, you acknowledge them, and then you slowly walk away, because then they're like, oh well, where'd she go? You know, like it's kind of creepy, but at the same time it's fine, because you're not rude to them. They're not going to leave and being like, wow, I met that model and she's a bitch.
Right. but so what would you say like are the rules for accepting drinks? Now, Oksana, obviously on Saturday, he gave you a Gatorade, so that was all sealed, and you know nothing could happen. But
well, I actually have a couple of stories about that one.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, I have gotten slipped something a few times, so now I'm being extra careful when I'm out in Dallas. That was last year when I was here for New Year's or sometime like during the holidays.
But were you working an event?
No, actually, thank God it wasn't, because that would have that could have turned real messy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like when you're working an event.
Oh my gosh!
And then someone's like, "Hey, I bought you this drink."
I have a story then.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, if we are allowed to drink at the job, then I mean it shouldn't be too bad. And usually people won't do anything like that or like roofie you or something while you're working.
I've worked go-go events to where like I'm dancing in my like secluded area. And, like, people, they'll pass you tips and stuff, but then people will start bringing you drinks. And it's, like, it's really iffy. But, I mean, when you're going, you're drinking, you know, you have fun and you enjoy it. But, I mean, I'm sure every go-go girl has been slipped something, you know. It's just not a very fun experience. And those men think that they can take advantage of you because of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't think that ever actually happens, because you end up like with your friends like passed out somewhere, or you're not gonna end up with the same person. Yeah, because you're gonna have people that care about you around.
But so like there is no because like, you know, I work in radio at my other job, and you know, we have an unwritten rule where if a listener brings up food, you don't eat it.
Oh yeah, has laxative in it.
You're like, well, yeah. I mean, you don't know what could be
in it.
So it is. I mean, like, do you guys have an unwritten? I mean, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like there's an unwritten rule.
It depends on how drunk you are, because usually, if someone wants to offer you a drink, you're at the bar, and then you see the bartender like hand it to you personally.
Right.
But I mean, when you're doing something and then someone hands you a drink, that usually is a red flag. Like, don't take it, because it's probably spiked.
Yeah, so like if you were dancing and then someone was like, "Oh, I see you're dancing, you're all hot. Here's a drink," and like hands you.
And I guess sometimes it could get kind of hard, because when you are dancing, you are really hot and you really do want to drink.
Yeah,
so
I've made that mistake before.
That's what I figured.
I lost my phone that night. I threw up, but I scratched up my knee. I don't know.
Oh my God!
It was all
Don't even get into the losing phones thing. Every time I'm here in Dallas, somehow I end up losing a phone, and this is a fact. I don't know if it's like somebody's out there like that knows I'm gonna be in town, and they're like, "Oh my God, Oksana's gonna be in town. Let's make sure." Let's make sure we show up where she's gonna be at and steal her phone, or Dallas just loves me too much and gives me too many shots, or what the deal is. But yeah, the phone thing, oh my goodness. But I'm still sticking with the one that I came with for the last week, so I'm keeping.
You've had that
my
phone
head
for
up.
a week?
This one I've
I
had
was
for
gonna say, the
probably
screen's
2
all
months or
cracked.
so. Yeah, I mean, it's been through some rough times, but at least it's still here with me.
Now, both of you were saying that that you guys were in Vegas, and that you're both. Did I hear that right? You guys are both going back to Vegas for New Year's to do an event.
I'm definitely going to
She
be
is.
there.
She
yeah.
actually lives there.
So
Yeah, probably New Year's I'll most likely be in California back at home, so it's definitely not as eventful as Vegas, but it's still fun.
all right, but so you, Oksana, you live out in Vegas, so you're actually in Dallas on traveling on business.
Yep.
And how? So what is
Business.
I know, girl. I know. No, business and fun kind of go hand in hand for me in Dallas. I love this town. I mean, it's basically my hometown. Other than Russia, that's where I grew up. So from age 14 till like 21, I lived here. So.
But so you've been here now for what, like a week or two?
No. I just got here on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
On Halloween day. So it's been a week exactly, right?
So- yes.
Isn't it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been in Dallas, so.
So then, I mean, does that mean like that part of the money that you make while in Dallas has to go for your lodging, or is that covered? I mean, how does
I
that
know
work?
so many people here that it's really not a problem for me to stay with friends, and it's actually fun, because I get to catch up with a lot of people. And as far as like travel, I fly. I have 1,000, I don't even know how many miles now. I have like 1,000,000 miles on my card right now, because I actually was traveling so much this year that I think I was in Dallas like 8 times or something crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Points
I
rack
love it.
up.
I love coming out here. So
Have you ever thought of like
it's my second home.
have you ever thought like I'm at this one place all the time, might as well just like get like a townhouse or like a cheap place, so that way I don't have to bum places to sleep.
I think it's fun when you go to a different city and you get to like experience someone else's
Yeah,
house.
I'm kind of a gypsy and a nomad. So I don't know. I think it's probably the best that I do it like this, because I do want to see all my friends when I'm in town. I do want to catch up, and it works out fun. And whenever I work, Whenever I go out. And whenever, I chill, I'm with my friends. And
Doesn't it suck when you like go to a place? Like I just got back from California, and that's where I'm originally from. And I tried my hardest to see everybody that I could. And then I couldn't,
That's what
like
I'm
there's so
saying,
many
yeah.
people that were like, oh, well, why didn't you come hang out? No. And I'm
That's
like,
what-
dude,
that's-
I'm busy. Like, and I tried my best to see everybody I could. And I
That's
went
what
through the important
that's what
people.
I was saying, like, about
How do you-
staying with people that
Yeah.
actually helps a
Yeah,
lot.
how do you say that to someone? Like, I saw all the important people, but I wasn't able to see you. You're on my bottom list. Like, it just sucks. You don't have too much time whenever you go visit somewhere, and you can't see everybody.
I actually feel like this first week in Dallas, I probably saw more people I know than like in my entire life, like ever. I guess it kind of went pretty hard the first week I was here, and I was just jumping from an event to the club to the after hours to the event to the club. So I got to see a lot of people this week. I just can't even believe it. It's usually like I get to see people maybe like within a month, the same amount of people that I saw in like 1 week.
I love traveling. It's so much fun. That's the cool thing about our job.
Is it typical though, like if like you're in Vegas and then like or in California, and then like say just like there's a company in Colorado and they're like, hey, we want you to come out and do an event with us. The airfare and all that, is that coming out of your pocket or is that coming out of their pocket? How does that part
Well,
work?
I was just the Vegas trip that I was just on. I was out there for a company that I don't want to speak of. I quit actually because the boss was a creep. But he flew me out there to work the event and then had a plane ticket for me to come home, which was cool. But it just depends on what the event is.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It just depends on what the event is, and
I wish I could voice
some of
what
the
company that
times-
was.
some of the times they pay for your airfare. Sometimes they make it up one way or the other, with extra gigs or with extra like products or something like that. So
Okay.
it works out.
In my opinion, whenever you like a promo model is offered a job, just make sure that whenever the boss is telling you to come out, that they have respect and they're not trying to date you. Because that usually ends up to like either you date me or you're not working for me
But
anymore.
it is really
really really hard because
It
most
is.
guys that like hire promo girls, I'm not one of the girls that are like all over the owner, but a lot of the promo girls think that that's their ticket in. So they'll like try to get at the boss and the owner, and that's why like my Vegas experience was cool, but I mean the owner of the company tried to be a little slick and tried to move in on me, and I was just not interested at all. And it turned out to be, oh well, it's either you want to work for me and then be with me type thing, or you don't have to work for me. And I was just like, okay, see you later, deuces, you know. It's just that's the sad thing about being a promo model, is because they feel like they have that advantage on you, like, oh well, I have your money and I can give you more jobs, but you kind of have to sleep with me, which is
like
sad.
That's kind of how like we have to live our lives though, because guys like hit on you all the time, and
yeah, but I mean by the owner
one thing is like that they want, and I don't know, I just kind of keep trying to keep it professional as much as I can, and if it's not professional, I'm just gonna peace out, like you said. If it's a job, it's probably 99% of the time it's going to be completely professional. I mean, if it's kind of a laid back job, there may be like some alcohol involved or some partying involved,
Right.
but I will not cross that boundary most of the time. It's a job, you know.
Are there red flags that you could?
Oh yeah,
that you
Craigslist.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Craigslist is the biggest flag. If you're doing anything off of Craigslist, be careful, because it may just be some scam.
Well, not only that, like you really have to feel out the owner or the person who hired you, because they kind of make you feel like you owe them something, when it's like, oh, I flew you out here and I gave you a room, and now you have to come party with me. But then they're really drunk, and then they feel like they have that advantage, which
Right.
a lot of girls, it's sad, but like some of these companies, they've been around for a really long time, so it's like, how many of these promo girls really give into that?
That's what I was
You
gonna
know?
say. How
It's
many girls were
sad.
you with? Was there like a group of girls, or was it just
No,
you?
it was just me. Which
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of
that should have been a red flag.
Now.
I know. I look back and I regret it. But I put him on blast on Facebook. It doesn't matter. But so I'm warning all you girls out there.
So
Don't be the only promo model.
Don't work for Glossit.
But so if they want you to come out and they say, well, you're going to be the only model, that's a red flag.
Well,
Craigslist and
I mean,
going
not
solo.
necessarily.
Sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it was just the company I was working for, but it was garbage. I was so mad. But at least I still made my money, and I made sure I cashed it out of casino before he canceled it, because I didn't sleep with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, it was
right.
just sad. And I'm like, that's what I feel like. Most of these models nowadays, they feel like that's their ticket in, and it's not. You have to be beautiful, and you have to be outgoing. And regardless if you sleep with them or not, if they like you, then they're going to keep hiring you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, some girls just don't understand that, and that gives us a really bad name, because I was walking around with the owner of the company I was working for, and people thought I was dating, and I'm like, no, I'm a promo model for him, you know. And then this fool got a little frisky, so he got slapped in the face.
Wow. You slapped the owner.
I kind of closed fist slapped him.
Leave a bruise.
I probably, and I don't regret it at all.
Oh my,
I
girl,
do
you
it-
got feisty.
Wow.
He got a little feisty.
I guess Las Vegas brings like some crazy sides of people out, because I know that my very first time that I went there, it was actually, I mean, it was a blast, obviously, since I moved there like a year later, because I fell in love with Vegas. But whenever you go out of town with friends, some things just go a little bit nuts. Some people, I don't know what it was, but me and all my friends got in big fights, and we all ended up crying for like a day in Vegas. And I was like, guys, like, let's fucking go out. Like, this is,
That's fine.
can you bleep it out? I'm sorry. Oh wait, this one is okay, because I know that we once did a show in Tulsa, and one of the girls cussed on air.
Yeah, you'll
I
be
think that
fine.
you guys can do it. It's all good here, right?
Yeah,
I
we'll
just
be fine.
freaked out for a minute. But yeah, I guess on some radio stations you really can't do that.
Right.
But
Now,
yeah, so we all got in a fight, and it didn't turn out well. I guess whenever you go out of town, and some things can go a little crazy.
right. Now I know from talking with some of the other Sunbrew models, like, you know, you guys do a lot of second jobs. Like, Marissa, you're also a ring girl up in was it King of the Ring?
It's called King of the Cage. Yeah,
King of the Cage.
I travel with them kind of around the
Right.
United States and stuff.
Right. And Oksana, you mentioned earlier that you DJ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's your DJ name?
My DJ name is Lala Bass. It's spelled like LALABASS.
All right. And what? And now, are you like DJing, like, you know, playing corporate events, or are you playing clubs?
I mostly play clubs, yeah. That's kind of I like doing that. I mean, I'll play anything. I've played a couple of parties in Vegas and kind of a corporate event as well. It was like a women's show or something.
But I mean, like, are you making your own beats and all that, or
Actually, I do produce. That's called producing. I do produce. I've kind of been a little bit too busy for that with the move and the DJing gigs because they kind of came out of nowhere. As soon as I started making my beats and posting them on SoundCloud, people have been kind of hitting me up out of nowhere, like crazy about DJing. And at first I was like, no, I don't DJ. Like, I just produce. I'm just starting to make my own music and stuff like that. But then I kind of, it's like, why not, you know? And I started doing that, and it kind of took off, and it's been a great year.
So
I only started doing all of that stuff combined, like, probably a year ago max.
So what are you spinning? Like dubstep, hip hop? I mean, what?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the venue, but I try to stick with Complextro. Complextro is like a dance, kind of like dance music.
Kinda.
Yeah, it's a combination of electro and dubstep, so it has the same tempo as electronic dance music. So it has a really upbeat tempo, but it has a little bit of dubstep elements in it. So it's kind of like really, really fresh, and it's like one of the newest genres that is about to blow up. Actually, a lot of the stuff that people play in Vegas, DJs, a lot of it is Complextro.
All right, now, with both of you, since you both model and you Oksana, you DJ, Marissa, you're a ring girl. Do they ever try to like double book you and like screw you out of money, being like, all right, well, like, you know, for instance, we'll use as an example, Oksana, like, they're like, all right, well, we want you to come and DJ, but we also kind of want you to do some modeling and, like, you know, try to sneak in added stuff.
Yes, actually, that did happen to me. Actually, in Dallas, I'm not gonna mention any names, but it did happen to me. They told me that they were going to pay me a certain amount just for DJing, and then they ended up like having a bikini contest and hired me also for that. And then at the end of the day, they paid me like less than they were supposed to for like both of the events. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it did happen. So I had to do a bikini contest basically for free, and then DJ'd like for a good minute for free.
Wow. Anything like that happened to you, Marissa?
It's never been like a bad experience, but King of the Cage, it's like all of our venues are at casinos.
Right.
And a lot of these casinos, they have clubs in them. So I've been hired to like go dance after the event, and then they'll throw a party like saying, oh, this is the King of the Cage after party, and with the ring girls, but then I'm go dancing, you know. But I've never been gypped on pay. I get paid pretty well, you know. Like, that's probably my number one gig. I've always loved doing it, and go dancing is, you know, it's my shit. So it's so much fun.
When y'all do something at a casino, do y'all get like a line of credit? They're like, here's $50, go gamble.
Oh no.
Well,
but
I mean, it's kind of easy. It's kind of easy to have a line of credit without actually having a line of credit at the casino whenever you go out there. I mean, it's pretty fun, and everybody wants to gamble with you. So I love going to casinos. I mean, that's probably one of the main reasons I moved to Vegas. I actually kind of have a bit of a gambling problem, though. So I've been trying to keep it together and not gamble as much lately. But it's been a long ride, I guess. Vegas summer was pretty out there and crazy, but I've been chilling off gambling for probably a month or two. I've been kind of going slower.
That's good. That's good.
All right, guys. Well, this is Model Citizens. We are at Pope's Bar and Grill. It was nice to talk to you today, Oksana. And
Absolutely.
You too, Jen. I'm Marissa.
I had a blast, and hopefully we'll do it again.
Exactly, and we will see you next week. See you later.
Alrighty. Bye, guys.
Lonely and dreaming of the West Coast.